Okay, guys, I think I finally figured out I have some storage issues. I'm not a tech guy. We were working on this 041, and then Uncle came home. We got distracted with the vintage chainsaws. But I know he's had this saw a few places. Nathan, I'm going to call you tomorrow because it's the middle of the night. But these are all new gaskets, and they're clearly handmade. So obvious that somebody cut these themselves. And I can even see on the base gasket on the cylinder, same thing. It's to me what is a handmade gasket. I don't know. This is like Blue Guard, it says. Maybe Steel did stuff this shatty back in the day. I don't know, but it's like this is, you can tell this is a factory gasket. It's got clean lines, and so somebody's been in here. This piston looks really good. I'm gonna be pulling this jug, but the piston, you guys, does look good. It almost looks brand new. I'm about to stick the endoscope down there because I see some scoring on the bore, I think. But we're gonna open it up nonetheless. And so I do want to keep this on recorded because this is an important the saw is important to this guy. So I want to make sure I cover my bottom. Okay, the clutch I've already had off, so that's why I was able to just finger loosen it right there. I'm not quite sure what to make of all these extra gaskets and stuff. I don't know yet. We'll think about it. We'll talk to the customer, see what he says. But we're going to continue to work on the saw. We are going to replace the sprocket because it's worn. We did already discuss this with him. So we'll get our steel dealer to order us the proper sprocket. And then in this one, there's a washer with the bearing. It's a little weird, but there's a spacer. So we're going to go ahead and bag that. I'm getting tired, you guys. I need more coffee. I've been going long hours and it wears on me. But I'm trying to get, I don't like carrying credit card debt. Especially if I start paying interest. I've paid $36 in interest in the past 4 months on credit cards. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for me that's a lot. Even though I've gotten hundreds of dollars in cash back, that's still, to me, it's a lot. I'm just going to put these bar nuts back here for now. So the 041 that we're working on, this will be video 2 since the camera cut off because of storage on video 1. This is a customer saw. It's very sentimental, and so we're getting a little intimate. We're taking our time. We really want to respect this saw. It was his daddy's saw. He's had it to a couple of different mechanics, apparently even the steel dealer, and the saw is bogging down in wood. Now I decided not even to bother to put it to wood at this point because we're just completely going through it. And I love saws that don't have like a Permatex gasket sealant that you've got to have on for 24 hours before you can do anything with the saw. I like when they just have a gasket. If you're doing a base gasket lead, obviously it's different. But okay, now the muffler, I do believe we can reach both bolts now. There should be 2 bolts holding the muffler. So we'll go ahead and get those off. And guys, you see me use a drill a lot. But, and yeah, and I keep doing that too. These are number 4 4-mil Allen wrench. And I keep grabbing my torque wrench, my standard steel T25. Yeah, all this stuff is loose. Somebody has 100% recently been in here. I'm not sure, but so we're just whatever. We're just going to tear it all the way down. The customer wants it fully gone through, so we're going to check ring gap and everything on this saw. And he doesn't care how much it costs. The labor is not what's going to get him. It's parts. My labor is never very much. Comparably to a $125 mechanic, I don't even come close to that. I wish I could charge somebody that, but then again, I don't. I probably could, but I wouldn't. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. $125 to work on something this small. I know you got to have skills, but guess what? I didn't go to school. I learned all this stuff myself. And so for me, somebody can learn all that stuff themselves. They don't deserve $125 an hour. They just don't. And it's not the mechanic getting all the money. I get that. Okay, I forgot about this piece. I don't want to. The worm gear has a pin in it. That's why I had left that on before. But we're going to go ahead and snap some photos here, you guys. Bear with me. We want to keep a good record. And also, this is not a saw I work on regularly. When I work on vintage stuff, if it's not like an 028 or something that I'm used to working on, an 024 or an 034, things like that, I do those regularly enough to where I kind of know most of the layout. I'm looking for my needle nose. There they are. With this one, I'm not 100% with the layout. So I like to just get pictures just in case I forget, because who knows how long it's going to take me to come with the parts on this. STIHL is weird. They take a while sometimes. So I'm just going to go right away, grab me a bag. And actually, matter of fact, I'm not. These parts are not that dirty. I'm going to put them right in this organizer I bought specifically for this project. Not just for this project, but I did go and buy a special organizer that's different from the ones I normally use. Because now this I'll also put in its own individual bag with the parts that it goes to. And that way we just do not risk losing it. It's a silly little pin, but who knows? STIHL might want $7 for that. And then they want $2 freight, and then they want 2 weeks to get that stupid thing. That, who knows? So let's not take a chance. Let's respect this guy's daddy saw. Muffler bolts. We'll go ahead and mark that. I should have my label maker out here. But that also requires the phone, and right now the phone is the easiest way to shoot video because I can't get them off the darn camera all the time and they disappear. And so that camera I bought, I don't want to keep using up tons of memory. I'm deleting videos as I upload them to the internet, but I've got too many videos and not enough time to vet them before I post them. To screen them, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I think there might be one on the bottom here. Yep, there is a flat head on the bottom here. So just grab our dual drive cobalt. It's nice and loose. So I'll be able to just undo it with a small screwdriver. Spark arrestor screen looks pretty clogged up, and that's why the saw was bogging in wood. I think it really probably just needed a carb adjustment. But since he just wants it go ahead and gone through, yeah, the piston. I was always fascinated by these cylinders, you guys, that have the intake. And let me see what you can see. I forgot to readjust you. Okay, let's see. You can see here, you've got your intake, and then immediately behind it on your cylinder, you've got your exhaust. Intake, exhaust. That design has always fascinated me. I think it's really amazing, and so I'll probably get stuck staring at this for 30 minutes just because the wonder of the minds that come up with this stuff. I'm not that smart. I could have never thought of a concept of a two-stroke motor, and it really does. I mean, the guys that think of this stuff, they got brains that just I can't even begin to imagine what it would be like to have a brain that could think that stuff. Okay, so I'll put that in the organizer. We will eventually put all the hardware. Every little screw will be treated just like it's one of my rebuilds. One of the saws that I've bought to rebuild and sell. And so essentially every screw will go through ultrasonic bath. And I can't remember here. I'm going to have to look at the service manual. I don't 100% remember. I'm thinking about, I wonder what service manual says how you vacuum pressure test this. I'm thinking it would probably be easiest through the spark plug. I imagine a guy could put a rubber right under, because I'm thinking about right now that's what I need to do next. I want to check my crankshaft seals. Put a rubber under the muffler, and then we could take our carburetor set up here. And I don't even need to do all that. Let me see something. This ain't gonna work on this one. It's too wide. Okay, so, however, all we need to do is block that off. That's literally all we need to do. And I just had something. Where's the box? I started boxing this stuff in right here. Alright, how long is this video so far? 10 minutes. We'll go a couple more minutes. I'm trying to find the part that I need. I suppose this could work. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. We could just put a rubber right under that. Right under both. Boom, boom. So we'll custom make a rubber real quick so you guys can see me do that. We'll custom make a rubber to fit these two real quick. Because I know I don't have anything. I could slide a thing in there, but I just want something that's going to be easy to just lay over and drop my bolts down through. I don't want to wonder if it's setting between the bolts right. So I don't want to use anything tapered like I have here, tapered ones that I've cut. I have some custom ones for different saws. But I know right now that I don't exactly have, this might work there. No, see, these bolt patterns are really wide. And so that's why I just decided I've got plenty of this rubber. I'll show you guys real quick what I'm going to do. This is how you can vacuum pressure test this. Maybe we can add this in the sentimental value of the video there. The 041 sentiment rebuilding his daddy's chainsaw. Which I can tell somebody has been in here, you guys. This piston's got machine lines in it. It looks darn near brand new. But I do see a couple of scoring marks on it, which concern me. That tells me what happened inside of this thing. I'm telling you, somebody's been all the way deep down in this thing recently. I can tell. That is just too new looking, you guys, and it's hand cut. Somebody made this gasket, and you'll see on the cylinder one too. Crudely, I can tell it's same material. Let's see, you can't see. It's that blue material. I can tell, and it's hand cut. It's very crudely made. So don't know who did it, but who cares? We just want to get it right for the customer. That's all he cares about. He just wants it right. So I'm going to grab my rubber sheet of, rubber. Me and my dyslexia. And because I don't have a lot of space right now, I'm just going to cut me a square off of this real quick with my scissors if I can find them. I had them right in front of me a minute ago. Don't see them, don't see them, don't see them. There they are. I was going to use a razor knife, but I like scissors. They're easier. So I'm just going to cut me enough. I know about what I need. This is going to be too much probably. My dog's growling. She's been seeing something tonight. Don't know quite what, but I need enough for two thin pieces here. So I think that's more than enough. I'm not trying to be conservative on this rubber. I think I paid $10 for an 18-inch by 3-foot roll. 1/8 inch rubber, you guys, works great for vacuum pressure testing chainsaws and making custom molds here. So all we're going to do, I'm put this here like so, and I'm going to put it on the edge right there and the edge right there, and then I'm just going to grab a pen. Hopefully I got a pen somewhere right here. I got a dozen pens in the shop and I can't never find them. And I'm just going to literally just mark this out. A little bigger is better than too small. Mark that out. Whoops, it slid. And then for my bolt holes, what I do, this is just me personally, I take my straight punch. It's bent now, but I'm going to try and stay in the center here. I'll mark where my center is for my bolt hole, and it slid again, darn it. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Got that center marked. I'm looking down on it right now because it's not just a straight pick anymore. Got my centers marked. That's good. They're marked. I'm going to mark them more refined. I believe I already have the proper drill bit in my drill for the size bolt holes I need. I will drill the rubber out for this part. I have a block of wood I use for this usually. It should be right here somewhere, but I've got so much projects going on, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I found it. I use this for drilling gaskets and stuff, drilling the holes in gaskets I'm making stuff. So basically, I'm going to start my hole, and that's not big enough. I know it's not. I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Just by using my drill bit to cut the rubber, save the rubber. Thought I had the right bit in here. I do not. I was doing an oil pump gasket earlier, and this hole would have been way too big for the oil pump gasket bolts. Okay, now, I just use the scissors usually. Simple enough. I just cut out on my pen line there. And this will be our intake block off for an 041 now. And any other saw that it might fit, it'll go right there. We'll bolt this piece to it. We'll bolt this down. That'll block that off. We'll do one for the muffler here real quick. Which, as I'm looking, I should shave this back here a little bit. That might be upside down. Let's see here. Twist it around here. Trying to find the best fit here to not block the muffler one as well. Okay, we trip this corner off here. And I'd say that's a pretty darn good block off. And it doesn't interfere with us blocking off the muffler port. So now we'll do the same thing basically with the muffler. This has a gasket on it. I'm going to peel it off. We're going to be replacing it. But I still don't want to rip it, or break it, I mean. Say rip it, it probably would rip now. It's old. It clearly should have been replaced when the saw was potentially rebuilt. I don't know. It looks like a... It just looks like a Chinese setup to me. I'm looking at this. The more I look at this cylinder, I'm like, boy, I don't know if this is OEM steel. I can't see the side of it that I need to see yet. We'll find out. We will find out. Okay. What am I doing there? All right, so we grab our rubber again. Remember, we cut a piece off already. And look at that. Not trying to skimp or be cheap by any means, but there is more than enough meat there to use that piece. So we will mark this. I'll mark my holes. And remember, we don't need to mark the inside of the port because we're not cutting that out. We're blocking it off intentionally to do this test. And then we will drill our bolt holes here. I think that's probably enough, but I'm going to go a little more. Okay, now we'll cut this out. It is sometimes hard to see black pen on black rubber, but just winging it. I'll go outside my line here because I'd rather have too much than not enough. We can always trim off. We can't add rubber to our rubber. At least not for this purpose. At least not with the equipment I have. Maybe you got a way to mend rubber together, but I don't. So, I am going to shave these corners off because I know they might be in the way. This is a tight area we're working here. So, there we go. Now, I will do that will block the muffler port off. Hopefully. I don't know. I've never vacuum pressure tested one of these. I can honestly say that. I've rebuilt them, but I never did vacuum pressure tests in the past. I just, if the saw ran right, I didn't feel I need to do it. I cared more about compression, but now I care 100% about air leaks over compression any day. Air leaks kill saws, you guys. Pinhole air leaks, just because the saw is running good doesn't mean don't have an air leak. It might have such a tiny pinhole air leak it seems to be running fine, but it's really not. Okay, where is my wrench here? My Allen wrench. I need to get different. I did buy this cheap because I had just started Huskies, but a lot of times I just don't have stuff that I want because I literally have not had time to order it. Because certain things I just have to be real careful not to order certain tools and stuff, or certain parts in the midst of the night. Okay, I'm having a struggle here. Let's see. All right, you guys, this is at 20 minutes. I'm going to vacuum pressure test this. I will let you guys know how it goes when I start another video, but because of memory purposes, I'm going to stop the video, and we'll start another one here in a bit. Like, subscribe, share. This is Nathan's Daddy's 041 STIHL wood boss that came in with a 20-inch barn chain. It runs, it fired right up. I started it right when the customer got here, but it bogs when you put it to wood. That told me it probably just needed an adjustment, but he decided he wants the whole saw just done right. He wants it gone through. He just wants it taken care of, and that's what we're doing. So Sentimental STIHL 041 wood boss rebuilding Nathan's daddy's chainsaw.